Hi, are you a local business owner and sometimes you tend to worry too much about how you're going to get customers to your business? I would like you to stick with me because I'm going to show you exactly a low cost way to actually acquire customers to your business directly without you spending so much on ads. So you even tend to reduce on the ad spend, the current amount of money you spend on marketing. In this video, I'm going to show you exactly how a single page website I built for less than $100 were able to generate 16 leads within a period of a year, with just spending less than $100 to do this with just less than a year. Not much marketing was done, not much SEO work was done. Basically, a simple website, which I'm going to walk you through exactly how I was able to achieve that. Just recently, we got a lead, even that's the 22nd of October of this month. We got a lead needing gutter installation for this basic website. So it's basically a case study. This is the website. It's a one single page website. Simple, simple website of your headline, the services they render, why you should choose them, and basically that's it. And that's how we're able to generate this number of leads within a year. Some of you might wonder, okay, 16 leads in a year, that's way too small. I'm going to show you exactly how we could double or even multiply this lead 10 times if we're to do it right. Because, mind you, remember I said we spend just less than $100 to generate all of this. So imagine we're able to pour in a ton of money on this particular website. We'll definitely get more leads. Another thing that dropped the lead quality was these are completely form fields. So a lot of persons actually went on this website, fill out these form fields on this website, and they get submitted to us. These phone numbers on the website, they don't work. So if the phone numbers might have did work before, would have gotten even more leads via the phone calls, and I would have showcased the tracking calls that came in and the number of calls over this period of time. So basically in this video, I'll run you through Tom, who runs an HVAC company. A good guy, works hard. His phone used to ring all the time, but last year he started paying for Google Ads. The rep told him he would change everything. 1 month, Tom spent $2,000. He got calls turned into jobs. Most were tire kickers asking for free quotes, and they never follow up. Month two, same story. Month three, Google raised his cost per click. Now he needs $2,500 to get the same results. Tom is a bit stressed. He lies awake at night doing math in his head. If he stops the ad, the phone stops ringing. If it keeps going, he's bleeding cash. He feels trapped on a treadmill that he cannot get off. Does this sound familiar? Maybe you are Tom right now, paying month after month, watching your bank account get drained, wondering if there's a better way. Today, I'm going to show you exactly a better way of how a case study I built, how I got 16 real customers without spending a single dollar on ads, and more importantly, how you can do this to copy my exact strategy for just $224. You can do it yourself. Even though you're not tech savvy, this is for you. You can do this yourself. Watching you through exactly how we're able to do this. So there's this problem with spending ads, and this is what nobody tells you about advertising. I'm not saying advertising is wrong. If it's the bread and butter of your business, by all means, please keep doing so. You can optimize better, but there's a way you can actually save on advertising cost over time if you build out a particular system that generates leads for you on autopilot without you paying so much in ad spend. So at the end of the day, you are basically renting leads from this advertising platform, be it Facebook, be it Bing, be it Google. You're renting these customers from them. The moment you stop paying, these customers are gone. You own nothing. You basically just have a website sitting down there without anybody seeing you whilst typing through Google. So let me break this down for you. If you spend $2,000 per month on ads, that's around 24,000 per year. After 3 years, you'd have spent 72,000 and you own zero asset, nothing. The second you turn off those ads, you're back to square one. Plus, the quality is usually terrible. You get price shoppers, people clicking and comparing five different companies. They want the lowest bid, not the best service. And here's the worst part. Most platforms know you are stock, so they keep raising prices. Google does not care if you make money, they care about their revenue. Your cost per click goes up every quarter like clockwork. Now contrast that with what I'm about to show you. What if you could build something you could actually own, a system that brings lead in while you sleep, leads that cost nothing per click, customers who are ready to hire you and not just shopping around. That is what organic SEO does. So basically, when someone searches for your services on Google, so if you're familiar with paying for Google Ads, definitely people are searching for relevant key terms, looking for gutter installer near them, like in our case study, which I'm going to dive into right now. So when someone wants to look for gutter installation around themselves, they either call a friend, a family or friend, or a neighbor, or they simply go onto Google search and look for gutter companies near them, gutter companies around them, gutter companies within their zip code range. So I'm using the gutter case study site which we built. This is the website. So when someone searches for rain gutter installation company in McKinney, this is a website. It pops up on position number 2. Before this, if I refresh this page, so when someone usually search for this particular service, give me a few minutes. I want to show you something. I want to show you those ads that pop up. Give me a few minutes, please. Let me see if I can show you those ads that pop up. So let me go to someone like this. So if someone searches for seamless gutters McKinney, Texas, the first part of the search you see as sponsored ads. This is where you're actually spending most of your money. And take it for example, when was the last time you actually clicked on a website with an ad? You usually go for the very organic ones, the ones that have earned the right to appear here on Google. So most likely you skip through sections, so you have all of this sponsored ad section. This is where you spend most of your money, and there's a lot of competition here. There's a lot of people competing to actually meet this spot, to show up right on top of the search results. So this Powell and Sons are paying most likely the highest amount of money in bidding structure, such that they're able to show up at the very top. Then you can see this one, North Texas Gutters. They have a local LSA. So if you also have a Google business profile, we can help you optimize your Google business profile. And I'm using this video to also kind of inform the public that I want to do a case study with a business that owns a Google business profile. Even though you don't own, we could help walk you through how you can get Google business profile set up. I want to work with you for free until you get results, then you pay us. So that's about that. This is the particular point we want to show up. So we've skipped 2 sections, the sponsored ad sections. We've skipped the map section, and this is the spot we are looking to show your website or your assets for over time. So such that if you bid for these over time, you meet your spots, so you're able to rank between position 1 through to 3. Those are the ones that actually get most of the clicks. So once someone looks for your service online, they basically enter search specific queries like seamless gutters bikini. This query tells that this person is looking for a gutter company to come out to their homes to fulfill this particular service. And so that's how we built this website. And there are very key markers that make this website rank on position number 2 for this specific keyword. The first of which is we bought an exact match domain. So an exact match domain is you including the service, the core service you render, and the city name together with it to buy a .com domain. So you could buy a .net wherever, so long you have those 2 combinations, the core service you render and the location in which you render it, you buy the domain like that. For some reason, Google just tends to favor these domains. Don't ask me why. That's how it is. Google tends to favor them. So we want to use that to our advantage. Another thing we did, the second thing we did was include the title tag. This is the title tag. This is what appears here when you search for a service on Google. This is the title tag also. So if you can see, there's kind of a resemblance with all of them. All of them has the core service that is being rendered, and it has the city it is being rendered in. So you don't have to reinvent the wheel. You already see exactly what is working from the very high authority website. You see already what is working. So you want to mimic that same system for your business. So we put the same title tag, the service we render, all of the services we render, and so the main core services and the sub services that is being rendered, and the city in which we render them. So then the second one is the heading tag. This is the heading tag right there, seamless gutter installation. You want to do the same thing or something similar to. You want to list the core service and the sub services you render and the city in which you render it in your H1 tag. This is a compulsory for Google to understand exactly what your website is all about. Then in the first paragraph, immediately after the headline, you also want to include the service and the city in which you render the service naturally in the first at least 35 words of the content. So after that, you want to list out the services you also render. So if you are a a dentist, you want to include uh, braces, installation, fit, teeth cleaning, whatever it is your sub services are. You want to list all of them and kind of explain a brief about them. So basically, what we did here, we basically included all of them on this one page website. This is a one page website. So take it like the front page of a newspaper. This is exactly what we did. So as against having multiple locations, we just built it because it was a case study and we needed to try out stuff to see if it's going to work. And it did work in our case. So, but for you, you want to target each of these services on a different page. So you just have like more of like a snippet that talks about briefly about that service and link out to an inner page. The other thing we did was talk about why people should choose us, if we're licensed, if we are reputable, how timely we are, how durable are our gutter installation, what are people talking about us. So it brings us to our testimonial page. So you want to include all of this. Then a very striking one you should not miss out is the frequently asked questions. So a lot of persons are asking questions when they search a specific query to understand exactly what it is they are looking for. And if you can answer all of these questions within your page, Google sees you an authority for that particular service page. Local SEO is way easy to rank if you know exactly what it is you're doing. Then the last thing we did was input the zip codes, which the area in which we serve. So in your specific city, they have zip codes. You want to mention them. You want to mention specific landmarks within your city, such that Google understands the relevance of that landmark to your location. So basically, that's how we built out this website entirely. Another thing that helped us to rank on Google was mentioning this website in multiple directories like Yelp and List and all sorts. So we did is we got our website mentioned in over 400 directories all over the internet. And we didn't do this ourselves. We had to pay a guy $75 to get this done. Basically, we bought a domain for $15 and we got Mohammed Wahiz to do 400 citations for us for $75. And the total we spent was $90. That is less than $100. And it has yielded 16 qualified leads. If we were to sell those leads to a business owner, that will be upwards of $1,500 to $2,000 for those leads that came in for just something that we developed for less than $100. So it's something you want to understand and keep under your belt that, okay, this system works, and this is exactly why I'm making this video, to teach you exactly if you can do this simple thing the way I just mentioned it, and you would definitely get this result. I mentioned this has been over a year, and this is the result we've gotten. So we started this website around November of 2024, and this is October of 2025, almost a year. So a few days out, and it will complete exactly 1 year, and we'll be able to generate 15, 16 leads. So the simple page website, I'll walk you through it again. We add an exact match domain. We add the core service we render and the city in which we render it in our H1 tag. And in the first paragraph, we'll mention the services that we rendered. We created up to 20 frequently asked questions from what people ask online. So if you want to know exactly what people are asking, search for your core service in your city. You will see the section that call people ask questions. So this is pretty generic. What are the downsides of seamless gutters? So you want to narrow this question down to your area. So if you were to do this, you would say, what are the downsides of seamless gutters in Bikini? So you want to list all of the all of those questions on your website. So we basically added a testimonial, and that's it. So we launched the website in November 1st of 2024. That's when we bought the domain and launched this website. And by the January of 2025, we got our first lead. That's almost 3 months apart. We got our first lead, meaning that this system works, and it still works today. So here's the crazy part. We didn't even have an active phone number on the site, and it was just a contact form. A lot of persons don't even fill out the contact form. It's when they've tried the phone numbers, they've contacted everybody, they just couldn't get across to anyone. They just fill out the form and hoping that someone's going to reply to that form. So if we had added a phone number, I'd estimate a double of the number of leads we got. So maybe around 32 leads, and that could be upwards of up to about $5,000 for that leads if we were to sell those leads to a business owner, or if a business owner were to close at least 20% of that lead, you'll be generating upwards of $10,000 to $20,000 in revenue from the jobs completed from the leads we got. So basically, that's how we did it. So for your website, so if you're a business owner, if you have a website, it does not generate any leads. If you're running too much ads, if you're spending too many, if you're spending too much on ads, and you're not seeing the results you want to have, I have this strategy we call the multi-site strategy. So it's more of like, so since we've already established that Google tends to love this exact match domains and it's specific to a specific city, such that the home page of that particular website targets core services you render in that particular city. So as against having inner pages, so like in McKinney, if you have areas around like Princeton, Prosper, all of the areas around the areas that you service, you want to have inner pages on your main website anyway, but it's not sure to rank, but it does rank. Like you can see, Yelp is ranking #1 here, and these ones are ranking with inner pages. It ranks, but if you do this with the main on page, you tend to outrank all of these competitors. So we are saying instead of building out just one single website to target multiple cities, you want to build out individual websites for each cities, such that you now have this pool of websites gathering all of these leads entirely. So this is how the structure of the website would look like. So like in the case of the McKinney website, if I were to do this for your clients, we would have the home page, which is the main page we add, just one page that we had. We'll have that. Then all of the services we render, we'll have them on a separate page. Then we'll now have all the location pages on one page. Then we'll also have a combination of service and each location pages. And if you multiply that 7 by 8, if you multiply 7 by 8, you'll have up to about 66 pages in total. If you add that in contrast with some relevant information blogs about your service that you render, you'll be getting around 70 to 90 pages on your website. That is a full-blown website with authority that tells Google exactly what you are doing. So if apparently these websites are able to now get you leads in return, so imagine this one is able to get 16. And if you're able to average at least, let's say, 2 to 5 leads per month per each site that you own, that's a lot of leads without you paying for services. And you can get all of this done spending just $224. That's all you got to spend to do it yourself anyway. So, but why this system works, Google favors exact match domain, I'll recall again, for local searches. A homepage targeting your specific service and the city beats inner page every time. This is why small sites set up outrank Yelp, Angie's, and even bigger directories. So trying to rank inner pages is a bit harder. Backlinks, building backlinks to inner pages gets tricky. If you do it too wrongly, you could alter your entire site. But a lot of mentions could actually go to the main page of the website. So now I want to be clear, paying for ads is not that bad. I want to be super clear on this. Paying for ads is not bad. If your ads works, keep them running while you build the system. Use the ad revenue to fund the business, then slowly reduce the ad spend. Your organic leads grow. Eventually you get zero ad spend. The do it your way path costs you $224 per site, including the cost of domain, hosting, citation, press release, indexing, AI content. This can be done with 1 week of ad spend for most businesses. So what do I mean by this? If I were to do this site better, like if I'd shown this site even more love, so I will build out an entire massive page up to about 60 to 90 page, including all of the service and surrounding areas that we service. I will build all of them on this page so that we'll be able to ramp up those number of leads as much as possible. Another thing we will do, aside from building these citations, we would issue out a press release. I use this service, King's Newswire. Issue out a press release where you get over 400 mentions of your article. So you kind of like publish a newsworthy article that gets picked up in news directories like Market Watch, Digital Journal, NBC, Fox, CBS, as many as possible. Then you get all of those indexed. Kind of sends an authority boost to Google, and all of these are pointing to the home page, which we'll be stressing on that Google tends to favor. Then another thing we could have done is build out backlinks from high authority guest posts. So take, for example, if we're getting links from Home Advisor, we're getting links from Angie's List. That is a very high authority website linking back to our website. And you can get all of these links from my mentor, Jackie Chow. He does niche edits and local guest posts. And this is the price. You would get a link mention from a very high authority website with traffic for $90 a pop and $74 if you're buying the bulk one. So you could also just go to him. I don't have an affiliate link currently in place, so you can just go to directly and buy from him. So if you can do the niche edits or guest posts, maybe 1 or 2 in a month, consistently for a period of 1 year, you definitely ramp up the number of leads that you're going to get for your business. So here's our offer. Within the next 90 days, we're looking for a business anyway to use as a case study to run a Google business profile completely free. You will pay only when you see results, and this is something we are doing ongoing. I'm not sure we're going to call off this anytime soon. So as many businesses we want to work with that you can work with us, please come on board and let's see how we can work with your business that you pay only when you see results. So you have 2 options to do this website thing yourself. For $224, I've listed everything you need to do. If you have questions with whatever it is I have said, leave a comment in the description below. And I'm going to make a video explaining the concept of whatever it is you're asking and give you clarification on that. If you still don't understand, still leave a comment. I'll review and give you answers. If you want to do it yourself also, leave me a comment below wherever you stop and I'm going to follow you up. Then, like I said, we're offering a free, risk-free Google business trial. And aside that, while would you want to stick with us, we'll do everything for you, from writing the content to setting it up to giving it that optimized structure such that Google tends to love. We'll give it those articles, we kind of structure the article in such a way that it's local to your domain and Google is going to actually love them. And aside from that, why you should work with us long term, we'll build out and manage your Google business profile. We'll respond to your reviews strategically. You don't have to do anything. You just have to focus on your business. We'll post photos on your Google business profile regularly. We'll build an automated review collection system such that when you fulfill the job, with just a swipe of a button, an automated sequence gets sent out to your customers to leave a review, not too pushy. So then we just automate all of the sequence over time for them to leave a review for you. We set up a missed call text back tracking number on your site such that once you're busy, someone calls on your number and you don't pick up, they get automatically texted that you will be with them in a short while, or they should leave a message for while you're calling, and you can follow up with those clients. Then we install an AI chat widget that books automatic that books clients for you on autopilot even while you sleep. We stay current with every Google update and rollout. And I make videos here every single day. So I'm always on point. I'll always be available to serve your need. If you need to get on a call to grow your business and expand your business, we have everything it takes to do that for your business. So if you like this video and you think there's something that we are missing, something you want us to talk about, please leave a comment in the description below and we'll be able to attend to them. If you like this kind of video, subscribe to my channel because I'm just growing and I'm looking for businesses to work with. Like my channel, subscribe, so that whenever I drop more video, you'll be able to get these videos in no distant time. Book a call with me today if you would like to work with me, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.